Well, we go to sports, where USA Boxing has announced new policies and rules going into 24. Men who feel pretty,
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
will be allowed to enter the ring.
What the fuck?
Isn't that nice? So stunning, so brave.
Are you retarded?
Until a woman gets the shit beat out of her. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard, and may God have mercy on your soul.
is What's Next. Hey, what's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, What's Next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday, TGIF. Well, of course, it's 2024, and you would think, okay, clean slate, fresh perspectives, new ideas. No, and no. The same bullshit in 24 is carried over from 23. Speaking of, we go to sports, where USA Boxing Association announced its new policies, its new rules for 24, and guess what? You're going to like it. Well, you may not like it. They've decided to allow men who feel pretty to enter the ring. Well, it's all well and good, all nice, all stunning, all so brave, until a woman gets the shit kicked out of her. Well, who cares? It's all about my feelings. And here we go. This comes out of Daily Wire. Potentially have fatal consequences. Athletes sound off on USA Boxing's new tranny policy. Quote, "This has taken us back in time, and it's utterly misogynistic." Athletes, including former NCAA championship swimmer Riley Gaines and UFC star Colby Covington and tennis great Martina Navratilova, legend, have all blasted USA Boxing for a policy change that now permits certain males to compete in the women's division. Certain males. Yeah, okay. The new policy was first proposed in August of 22, and as highlighted by the National Review, and outlines that male athletes can fight women if they claim to be female. Yes, identify, complete with gender reassignment surgery, and test their testosterone levels for 4 years before doing such things. Gaines, now an advocate for girls and women's sports, said the move by the boxing organization is not only unfair, but compromises women's safety. Quote, "Let me be the first to say that women are not just a testosterone level," she said on Fox News, "and we're not just men who merely don't have male genitalia," which is the following policy that the USA Boxing has now in place. Quote, "In regards to this topic, we know about the unfair competition aspect, but the safety for women has been compromised by USA Boxing's new policy and guidelines," she said. "And I think the biggest problem is that with the new implementation, that we are now glorifying men, we are calling them champions, we're giving them titles, they're winning prize money for punching women in the face." That would be domestic abuse if it was outside the ring, but who cares about that? It's called facts. Then the purpose of the boxing MMA. Yes, MMA has done its fair share of stupidity and fighting sport that requires physical contact like boxing does. Quote, "We're glorifying that. We're calling it progressive," she added. "Make no mistake, this is not progress. This is moving us in a positive, forward direction. This is incredibly regressive. It's taking us back in time, and it's utterly misogynistic." Covington called the policy despicable. Quote, "Biological men should not be allowed to compete in women's sports," he said. "Doesn't matter what their hormones level or pronouns are, they're still men." When they dig up their bones in 200 years, their bones won't leave pronouns, the fighter continued. "They're just going to leave XX and XY chromosomes, and unfortunately, boxing is a sport that could potentially have fatal consequences. So to let women go against men is completely irresponsible, unethical, and dangerous." Well said. He added, "Anyone sincerely suggesting that's a good idea to seek serious professional help immediately. I don't know what the sanctioning body or boxing commission is going to approve of this. This is disgusting," Covington added. "To put a man in there against a woman, this is endangering someone's life." Martina Navratilova jumped in, reacted online and posting on X. "So, not okay. Beyond irresponsible." Puerto Rican professional boxer and MMA fighter Amanda Serrano also criticized the policy. Quote, "Make it make sense. Women who are born women can't compete against women under the same rules as men, according to the WBC, World Boxing Council. But men can identify as women, transition, and then fight us women. She wrote, all I want is equal opportunity for us, our bodies, our decision. Yes, my bodies, something like that. Anyway, again, you can't fix stupid, to quote philosopher Ron White. Instead of these sports organizations, these sports associations, basically saying, you know what, it doesn't matter. Men are men, women are women. The line has been drawn. Move on from it. You don't like it? Go fight in your backyard. Go do something else. Get out of my face. That is what should have been done. I mentioned MMA. Or story mentioned MMA. Remember one Mr. Fox, or now he calls himself Fallon, because he is a man who likes to feel pretty also. When he decided to transition, he decided to go back into the ring, fight against women. And we've seen pictures and videos of him knocking the shit out of women in record time. You got to remember, this is MMA. Just because you have your hands taped doesn't mean there's cushion there. You're still bare knuckle brawling with a woman. But yet, nothing came of it. Yeah, you had complaints. Yes, you had backlash. But still, it went on. The MMA didn't wake up and had a Jesus moment and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. You want to feel pretty. You do it on your own time. I can't let you in the association. But no, because, that would be bigoted, transphobia. And the same thing's going to go with this. Unless, it's great to have Riley Gaines and Colby Covington and legend Martina Navratilova step up and say, hey, this bullshit needs to stop. Miss Serrano, out of Puerto Rico, who's in the I think women's boxing as well, which that's another story for me. I'm not a fan of it, but anyway, for all them to say this is bullshit, this should not be allowed. Well, there needs to be more. There needs to be professional boxers, stepping up and saying, no, we can't have this. There needs to be those in the MMA, like one former Irish champion, to step up and say, yeah, this shit needs to stop. And just in sports overall, it doesn't matter. Whether you're in boxing, MMA, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, tennis, it doesn't matter. You got to have more voices to step in and say, you can't have this. This is ridiculous. This is stupidity on your part to have men who are mentally ill, mentally brain damaged, dressing up as women and going into the ring and beating up on women. Because like I said earlier in the video, if this were outside the ring, this would be domestic abuse and they would get arrested. But then again, I'm just using common sense, so there you go. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Spread the word. Help the channel grow. And we'll see you next time. Peace.